goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Bertiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody to Championship Sunday here with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Xfinity Series, where these drivers face off one final time to find out who is the best driver here of the season. We'll have all those points and all that stuff updated for you here in just a moment, coming at you live from this Talladega Super Speedway. But first, we always have to get things all kicked on off with the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a big thank you to the race sponsors here, like JP Designs and 3D Prints, alongside Davidson Builders, who have been here all season long, of course, as well as AdminBoxx up there. Thank you guys for supporting this fantastic league over here at the Numb Thumbs Racing League. Also have to say a big thank you to Trek Bar Media as well. Some fantastic promo videos of sim racing and real life races. So thank you, Track Bar Media. Of course, big thank you to SimGearCentral.com as well. Big thank you to you guys jumping on board with some of your fancy button boxes as well. And TrackDogsRacing.com, the premier merchandising supplier of the NTRL and AAA broadcasting. We thank you guys so much for helping us out and sponsoring this fantastic race league. And of course, we also thank the Numb Thumbs gaming trucking community here, as they also support this fantastic league. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by some of my best friends here. Mr. Alan English joining me in the booth, having a good old time here as we get ready to get things underway at Talladega one final time here. Alan, these drivers already know what to kind of expect here, and let's tell what these fans should be starting to expect.
They should expect the unexpected here. It's either going to be pandemonium out there, and we're not going to get a whole lot of green flag racing in, or we're going to go flag to flag here. I don't know if we're going to get anything in between. We got kind of a small field here tonight, so if these guys do get kind of spread out into multiple groups, or maybe a bunch of tandems running around out there, we're going to have a lot of green flag laps, and we're going to be out of here. We'll be shutting the thing down by 9:30, but on my time anyway. But I don't really think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be normal Talladega. You're going to see some guys get squirrely out there, and maybe some bad bumps, crooked pushing or push the pusher, or guys not seeing each other and coming down on people. But anything can happen here, man. We really don't know. It's a big old track, 2 3/4 or 2 2/3 of a mile around, and they're going to do 80 laps here. That's close to 213 miles. It's going to be a long one tonight, so hang in there. Make sure you got plenty of frosty beverages, and make sure you get those bathroom breaks in before we get a green flag here.
That indeed is down there on pit road. Mr. Adam Turner, all ready for the wrenches to be thrown. Every little last bit of nitrous being put into those cars. Everything coming all down to the wire here tonight.
Yeah, let's see somebody Ross Chastain somebody tonight. Let's see somebody, do some Tony Stewart action. I want to see somebody get turned and learned. It's Talladega. It's the finale. It's going to be fun. I mean, why wouldn't you want to have some fun here? They're going about 200 miles an hour. It gets wild anyway. Main thing is stay in the lead pack. Anybody can win. I don't care if you're the worst driver here. You can still win this thing. English wins these things all the time. It's a good one to end it on. End the season on. Had a lot of fun this season. Numb Thumbs Racing League Talladega Xfinity Series. This is going to be a good one. Here's the setup tonight. 2 fast repairs, 70% fuel, 5 sets of tires, 25 incident points. You'll get disqualified. 18 incident points. You'll get a penalty. And pretty hot out there. Last I checked, about 120 on the track.
That indeed. As we take a look at that race info here tonight, typically temperature not playing a factor here, so these guys not gonna have to pay too much attention to it, but they might get a little squirrely out there, but otherwise a beautiful sunshiny day down here as we take a look at tonight's key to the race, where, man, it ain't over till, well, when is it till Fat Alan English sings, or what?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You'll know it's all over if that starts happening.
I sure hope it doesn't.
Probably had too many at that point, but well, one thing I can say about the track temp, it may matter on when these guys are entering pit lane, right? So they get down on that apron, and the apron's not banked, and it might be slick down there. Also, when you're blending back up onto the track, cold tires and a hot, sticky, slimy track out there, you never know what can happen there. So that's probably the only time the heat on the track is really going to matter too much. The ambient air temperature may hurt them a little bit. Drafting real close to one another, they may have to dip out for air now and then to cool that car. So they're going to be watching their oil temps and their coolant temps as well out there today.
Yeah, you got to watch all that stuff, but really, I mean, just drive it like you stole it. Let's have some fun tonight. It's the last one. I don't know when they're going to start back up this series. I haven't, we have so many series going on. If you haven't noticed, follow us on AAA Broadcast and hit the like, subscribe. This is Mark Zuckerberg. You let him know that we don't like him, and he doesn't have to shadow ban us like he does. But I know we have some new viewers every once in a while, so hit the button, subscribe. Yeah. We got to get to a certain amount of numbers, don't we?
Well, we don't have to. It's always nice.
I think we have to. We're forced to.
We're forced to.
Yeah, we can't lose. We have to win.
That is also true. But so we settle in here during qualifying. A couple minutes left here. Mostly everybody already putting in their qualifying effort. Let's take a look at where those current points stand with Dylan Bryant of that 03 machine on top by 11 points over the 13 of Paul Durkee. So Paul Durkee, he needs to basically pick up a win and have that 03 not finish so hot here. Here tonight. Double O Joe Bennett, I would say mathematically, I believe he is mathematically out of it. So it's really just between Dylan Bryant and Paul Durkee for the championship here tonight. But again, we won't know how that's going to shake up here until the end of the session here.
And the battle for third may be pretty hot. You know, we got Joe Bennett sitting there with 211. Albert Anderson is hot on his heels, 2 points behind. And then 4 points behind him, Chris Klein is currently in fifth. Stubbs looks like he might be mathematically out right there on the top three, maybe even a top five. Yeah, I don't think he can even pick up a top five in the points. But yeah, watch Klein, Anderson, and Bennett battle for that third position. They're going to get a plaque, you know, when this thing is all over with for third place. So that'll be a battle to watch as well.
Well, I'll tell you, you can lose one driver from that conversation. It's just going to end up being between Bennett and Anderson. Klein is out there watching the real life race.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Thanks for the update, sir.
Here you go. So everybody starts to get all gridded on up here. We can go ahead and talk about tonight's starting grid here at this final race of the season. Starting us off is that 13 of Paul Durkee. He's starting right where he wants to finish here tonight, up there in that number one spot. The 747 Albert Anderson, America's driver, with a pretty good restart, or a good starting spot here, I should say, as well, starting in second. The number one bogus machine of Derek Welsh gonna start here tonight in third, with the 19 of Justin Lawson starting here in fourth. Got the 15 of Vincent Short starting with us here tonight in fifth, with the 8 of Brandon Coleman starting in sixth. The Gambler of Paul Ferdiani in the 33 machine will start here tonight in seventh, with the 69 of Larry Dickerson starting tonight in eighth. Ninth will be that 00 Joe machine, getting things all kicked off there with the current points leader rounding out that final top 10 spot, Dylan Bryant, looking to increase those positions and secure himself a championship win tonight.
Scott Milner in that 31 car is going to start inside row 6 to his outside, the 9 of Joe David. Mark Collins in the 23. Mac's going to start in 13th. 14th will be Nathan Stanley, Cubby in the 67 machine, of course. 79 of Stubbs, Tim Stubblefield, start 15th place. Outside row number 8 is going to be the 4 of Anthony Williams. The 751 machine of Mike Adamson starting in 17th place. 18th will be Josh Kelleher in the 73 car. And rounding out your field tonight, the double nickel machine of Tom Barish.
Well, there you have it. Tonight's starting grid here from Talladega as the field starts to get all warmed up and riding around behind that pace car. No, we got big fans out there cheering for us. They're English.
That's what I was just getting to, bud. We got a lot of people joining us over there in the YouTube chat. We sure appreciate y'all joining us for this championship race here at Talladega. Katie Klein's out here saying this is Dylan Bryant's to lose. And Ann T is here. Thank you so much, Ann, for being here. Josh Kelleher saying Team NTR, let's go. Nikki Short pulling for Vincent out there. Let's see. Jessica Stubblefield, of course, pulling for Stubbs. So is Jennifer Ray. Ann T is for Team NTR. Sean Reese is Stub Nation as well, saying let's go out there. Also with them is Tyler Douglas out there for Team Stubbs. Lauren Stubblefield here as well, of course. Mike Adamson representing Limitless out there, ready to make some noise. And Braden Johnson saying Stub Nation, old son. He's here to represent as well. So a lot of Stub Nation in the field tonight.
Man, I hope they get rowdy like the drivers. I hope the drivers get rowdy. I hope the people watching get rowdy.
Name
I'm gonna
calling.
try to get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get a little rowdy. I mean, it is the finale. We gotta end on a high note. I mean, that's what they talk about in show business. End on a high note. Let's have a good one tonight, and let's somebody get mad at each other. Let the emotions fly. Let the anger and hatred flow. Let's do this thing.
Darth Vader? Golly, man.
I know, right?
I mean, is that from Darth Vader? I just made
Oh,
that up.
that's the Emperor. Yeah, that was Palpatine.
Oh, okay. I'm the Emperor. That's fine. I don't care what happens. I just want somebody to get hurt, and I want their feelings hurt too.
Oh my goodness! Emotional damage called for by a broadcaster. My goodness.
We're gonna have fun. Let's have some fun.
And that indeed, as we get ready to head out to that green flag with the 13 and the 747, getting us all started, making the rounds through that little tri-oval section into that Geico restart zone we go, and we are live racing here at Talladega. Side by side, these guys bundle on round and make their way slowly, ever so slowly, increasing that speed up into turns 1 and 2, keeping to that side-by-side action. Excuse me for a second, because I forgot that I raced this weekend, and I need to go in and mute some things.
All right, we got a little contact between the 31 and the 00 right there. Here comes the 69 and the 03 making that third line early. We didn't think we'd see three wide action this early, but here comes Dickerson and Dylan Bryant on that third line. Team Goats lined up behind the 747 of America's driver, that limitless machine of Albert Anderson. That's your outside two rows. Inside here, we got a pretty good group of cars that are staying nose to tail, led by the 13. You got the 1 doing a great job pushing. Looks like Vince Short jumped out of line. He'll be in front of that second line now there, Turner.
Why are they going 3 wide right now? This is a little early.
Why not? Championship
I
race,
like
man.
it.
Championship
I like
race,
it.
you got to do everything to get that big win, and that's what the 03 Dylan Bryant's doing, latching on up there on that far outside lane behind that 69 of Dickerson. Sadly, they've kind of lost that momentum that they had built up. It's one of those things, you see that quick build of momentum on those restarts here, and then people bugging out to that far outside lane, and then it falls apart, which is kind of what happened here. It's the 03 collects that position back with the 15 of Vince Short, trying to drag that 747 of Albert Anderson back up here to the front as we get ready to cross that line here once again and continue this race under green flag. Already 2 laps done, now into lap number 3.
Why not go try something different? Test the waters a little bit. Try that third lane out, see how it works. This is a lot wider track than Daytona we saw last week. So these guys do have a little bit more room for forgiveness out there, but just don't abuse it too much, as a lot of times the drivers kind of lose track of where they are on the track, and you might have some incidental contact out there.
Well, incidental contact here ends up, it could be, turn it into the big one. So you have to be careful. There's not much room for error, even though this is pretty wide compared to Daytona. Man, this is probably one of my favorite tracks. Isn't this the one you were really good at, English, where you win every once in a while?
Well, I won a money race here one time. That's the only money race I ever went in, but I don't think I've won here more than once or twice.
Well, I mean, just proves to show you that
Any monkey can do it, right?
yeah, like chump to champ, champ to chump. You can be, as long as you stay in this draft and with the pack, you can win this thing.
And that indeed, as we go still racing side by side, the one of DW is going to jump up to that far outside lane here and try to pick up a little bit more of that run and find his way up here to the front. Let's see if they can get that momentum all built up to jump out in front of that 13 of Paul Durkee. Doesn't look so right now, as Durkee on that inside has another Paul right there behind him. That's the gambler, Paul Ferdiani, giving him a big old push, trying to get those guys here and still up here at the front. As of right now, where the drivers stand, Durkee in first with Dylan Bryant in 12th. I believe that would do it, especially with bonus points and how that would work out. I think that would put put that that 13 machine as he now gets past with a big run on that outside lane.
Well, look at this. Also, the 13's got a lot of help out there. He's got a lot of teammates out there. They're going to do everything they can to stay in front of Dylan Bryant. You see them right now. They're too deep in front of Dylan right now. They're going to do everything they can to keep Bryant behind them. Helping the old man, as Durkee once told us.
So they're plotting and scheming against him? Oh, this is going to be interesting. At what point can you break free of all that? Well, I get it, but I like the old plot and scheme.
Yeah.
The old bait and switch, you know.
Little drama for you out there, Adam.
Yeah. I'd like to see some drama. I'm all about that. I'm the drama man.
Yeah, so a little squeal down there. Kind of right where 00 Joe Bennett was, hit that yellow line, but able to gather it all back up and stay collected here as we continue to race side by side. Here goes the 13. He's not going to stick around behind that one machine of DW, saying, man, this is bogus. I'm going out to the outside to pass you.
He knows what time it is. Angel Eyes 131 out there joining us. Say, let's watch that 69 car out there. That's the 69, that LA construction car of Dickerson out there running. Lawrence Stubblefield says, who's ready for caution shots tonight? Might even have to go ahead and call out tomorrow. We used to call that calling in. We used to call it calling in sick.
Yeah, it's calling in. I never heard of calling out. Well, they're from Tennessee. They do things different.
Now. I think it's changed.
Has it? No, it's calling in. You said angel eyes. It's angle eyes. Angle eyes 131.
Oh, thank you for that. I can't read.
That's true. I knew that. That's why I corrected you.
We did have John Wick in there earlier asking if Hughes was in this race. No, you're looking for him on Wednesday night, but if you want to stick around and hang out and chat with us, we're happy to have you.
Yeah, stick around, hit the buttons. Zuckerberg hates us, so hit the buttons to prove him wrong.
Not only that, but we won't kill your dog.
Yeah, I love dogs. I don't know
John Wick.
why we would. Oh, okay. I'm not a big.
See,
you got wiggly there. The goats up top. What happened?
Hey, I think they tried making that third line work, but right now with how everything's all kind of stacked up, you're not going to be able to do it with two cars, and so they drift back into line here. But that also allowed that 03 of Dylan Bryant in that Pepsi machine to squeeze up a few extra positions here, and he's tucked right in behind that 747 of Albert Anderson as the 1 and the 13 remain side by side here tonight.
Great racing up front. I love this. They're keeping it real tight up there. Not a lot of room for error. Nose to tail here. It's gonna get dicey here soon.
It's already getting a little dicey. Kind of squiggly. Aren't these Xfinity cars are a little bit tough to handle on almost any track, so they got their hands full, white knuckle racing. It's a championship, long race. I'm sure the nerves are starting to settle in a little bit, though.
Dylan Bryant moving up there a few positions. Currently, looks like it's about 8th position there, right behind Albert Anderson. So close the gap on Durkee in the 13 if the race ended right now, which it's not going to, obviously, but he would still be the champion. The 03 would still be the champion here. Jessica Stubblefield says, well, if you're going to be out of work, you call out. That's how you do it. But I don't know. I just always heard I'm going to call in sick.
Yeah, you call in because you're calling in to the boss. You call in, and then you get out.
Like the Oilers, you get out.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
Oilers. To Tennessee. You call in to Tennessee.
No, they were stolen from Houston. We don't have to do this on the championship. I don't want to get into that.
All right.
God, you're starting things. Thank God there's good racing out here, Brown.
That there is. As we take a look back behind the back bumper of the one of DW, you can see that 33 Paul Ferdiani giving him a little bit of a nose tap here and there, and a big suck up down the straightaway and a big shove. Woo! Make sure that those bumpers are all lined up, though, there, Paul. As otherwise, these cars will kind of break all squiggly loose as they head on down into turns 3 and 4. You still got that team of goats trying to catch on up to their team of goat leader up here, up at that front, who's still making a pretty good run of it with that 15, giving him a push on that outside lane. They're slowly making up positions. That 8 of Coleman in the 19 of Lawson, inching ever so close, and now there comes the 03 coming on up there, making it 3 wide.
Right, he's going to make Durkee's teammates help him. So here's what I do if I'm the 8 and the 19. I just jump out of the gas. Suck the 03 all the way to the back of the field, because they could do it right now if they just lifted.
Or just once you turn him, just crash the whole field.
Look, they must have got the memo. Look, they're going to leave the 03 out.
Are they listening to you out there?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's see what happens here.
That 69 might jump back up. Nope. 03? At least he had a place to land there, Alan.
That he did. It looked like the 69 backed out of it a little bit there to give that little extra hole. He recognizes the situation here in the race as they continue to put these green flag laps down here as the 8 and the 19 drop way off into the end here. But you thinking they were thinking of that on the fly there, English? I don't think so. As a former race car driver myself, I would, unless I had someone yelling in my ear, hey, do this, do that, the only thing I'm focused on is putting that front bumper in front of the very first car.
Right, yeah, I'm with you there. We got a little bit better view here, being in the blimp and stuff, and being able to change cameras like we can, but see, look, they're making that third line run again. Those beer cars to the outside, a couple Chevrolet Camaros. Team Goats up on the run. Let's see if it happens again here. No, Dylan Bryant's going to stay behind America's driver this time. So here we go. Durkee's buddies. Go ahead, bud.
I wonder if the 03 might this time say, all right, well, you're going to drop back once when you were pushing me. Well, I'm going to wait till you guys get up to the front. Then I'm going to come up there and join you. So then you can't get out of it.
Ooh, man. Look at this here.
But they're making it work. Wide. They're making it work up there at the front. Now they're hitting the turn, though, and they're starting to fall back a little bit.
Yeah, it behooved them to put a little side draft probably on the middle line there. But I don't think they're thinking that just yet. We're still real early in the race. You don't want to... Whoa, Vince is short a little bit loose.
I mean, why not? Let's get crazy.
It's been real clean here so far. All green flag laps. We're about to start lap 16 here?
Yep, looks like it.
You're going to see some guys pushing the envelope maybe a little bit more. Here comes Team Goat on the outside again. And that back stretch, that's where they gain all that momentum. Then they kind of lose that ground they gained right here in 3 and 4.
Yeah, but I mean, also not to mention, we're coming off of a very, very strange Daytona week last week, where fuel strategy was the name of the game in the second half. Mate, so I don't know what's going to be going through these drivers' heads here tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of a wait and see thing here. You know, we've got 80 laps at least to run here. That's not counting green-white checkers, should we have some. I think all of NTRL does three attempts at green-white checker. Hopefully they're doing 3 for the championship race.
What time are you going to run out of fuel? Will be the main question. Well, and what is your strategy when that thing happens?
I got a feeling these guys are probably going to start looking at pitting right around lap 25. as we're still remaining this kind of 3-wide action up here at the front. We still have all 19 cars up here in this main group, which is always good to have. No one's fallen off way off the back. 31 Scott Milner almost fooled me into thinking he's got a tasty car because he's typically racing something orange with some candy on it. Well, he's racing the Tide car here tonight.
So spilled some candy or ice cream or something on his clothes.
Yeah. Or trying to get to, the generation after me and, tell them that it's snack time with those Tide Pods.
Make a TikTok video and eat detergent.
Why would you ever do that? What in the world's going on here? It's almost like the Chinese spy balloon thing. Look at shiny object. Let's see how many stupid people fall for this one.
Tyler Douglas out there saying, "Old Timmy, he's sneaking up there." Driver of the 79, making pretty
Ooh,
good.
car up in the wall. Ooh, boy, that's the 8. Brandon Coleman. We knew it was going to strike at some point. I mean, this track is wide, but at some point that white wall becomes more of your best friend than you'd want it to. So he's now with some damage trying to catch back onto the back end of last week's race winner, 55 Tom Bears. It was great to have him joining us up here in the booth. Been racing here in multiple NTRL leagues, trying to stay on here, and he finally was able to get himself a win. He's tag teaming it with the 23 of Mark Collins right now here at the back, and Coleman, even with the draft right there, he wasn't able to hang on to it. So the 8 of one of the GOATs currently down on that speed.
The NTG guys, you can spot those guys. They got most of their paint jobs match up pretty well. A couple of OGs from the Numb Thumbs gaming community racing in that team.
Yeah, I like it when the teams have the same paints. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just Jessica's saying Stubbs is pretty good at starting in the back, sneaking up through there, passing cars when he gets a chance. Yeah, I love the matching paints, man. We see that in a couple of leagues where teams will have similar paints, and it makes it easier for your teammates to spot you too. I mean, look at the GOATs; they all have the same font from that brewing company out of North Carolina on the back bumpers, and they have little goat symbols and stuff. So it's easy to spot your teammates.
Ooh, Dickerson just slammed it down in front of Kelleher. That was pretty interesting. Aggressive driving by Dickerson. I know this guy, all he wants to do is win. Oh, Larry.
That is true, but it's also the style of racing there, Adam. It's kind of, rush hour on the freeway you always talk about, and they throw that blinker on, give it, one blink, and then you got to move over. Otherwise, that gap is going to be filled by someone else.
Well, there ain't no blinker involved. There's a pistol in one hand. I tell y'all every time.
That's your
You can
signal.
put your pistol out the window with your left hand. You keep your beer in your right hand. You drive with your knees, and you have a cell phone nearby in case of emergency. Like the emergency is you had to shoot someone or you're shot. So that's how it is on I-35 Dallas through Waco, and you get into Austin, they start having frappes in their hand and all that jazz. So don't worry about those people down there.
As we ride here on that roof of the 79 of Stubblefield, it's the 15. Ooh, you got a little squiggly up there, up at the front of that outside lane. Right now you got the 747 of Albert Anderson still hanging around up there right in front of him, as well as these guys. I don't want to say tire wear is starting to come into effect, but I got a feeling I think the air off of these cars is starting to really come into a factor right now, as we're seeing a big bobble up here on that outside lane.
Yeah, the outside lane's starting to do a little bit of side drafting on the inside lane there, trying to slow those cars down. Side drafting doesn't make you faster. It does dump more air on the spoiler of the car next to you, and it does slow them down a little bit. So it's kind of an odd thing to see and understand. But yeah, side drafting doesn't make you faster, but it makes the guy beside you slower. Paul
old
Durkee's pretty
drag.
good. Yep.
Let's put some drag on the car. Man, 22 laps into this thing, almost 23, and we have been clean the entire way.
It's been incredibly clean. I can't believe it.
Because we got a
I think-
Tide car out there. That's why.
Oh, do we?
Oh,
Well, I think we
That's
will
good.
see a little change in that when we start having these green flag pit stops. That always brings out some kind of mayhem, and it's either on the, coming out of the pits or going into the pits. There's always something that kind of goes a little haywire.
some great sponsors this season too. There, Alan. Track Bar Media being one of them. You can see them on a few of the cars out here. So, namely the 15, Vincent Short here, and that cool red and black machine on the outside line there. They've got a pretty cool deal over there at Track Bar. They did a promo video for us here for NTRL. They go do photography at real life tracks, sim racing video edits, and all kinds of neat stuff. They're on Facebook. They're easy to find. There goes Vincent to the outside.
He's
What's he
bailing out here. I mean, we are getting close to that pit window, so I wonder if he wants to just get to the back and then shuffle to the inside, so he's got a pretty good spot to hang on and come on down to the pits without too many problems here. But that's going to allow the Albert Anderson to catch back on up to the back end here of Paul Durkee, try to get him back out in front. The one of DW, though, still running strong with the 33 Paul Ferdiani, giving him a couple good shoves in there. 00 Joe Bennett still hanging around in there as well. 79 is Stubblefield creeping his way on up. He's looking to crack inside that top 5 now.
Yeah, he might not be eligible for or be within striking distance of a championship or a top 3 or anything, but he'd love to finish off the season with a win. I know that. Who wouldn't?
He's been getting better all season long, and you know what? He brings so many fans
He
to
does.
this. A lot of people like Stubblefield. He must be like a real nice fella. I might have to head up to Nashville and talk to him about the Oilers and how they stole him. We'll just have a gentleman's conversation, about it over
Make sure
a cool
do a
drink.
pat down. Make sure nobody's armed.
Yeah, we'll have to do kind of like, the banditos do when you go in the bar. Make sure we're all safe.
There you
We
go.
leave the guns at the door with the big fellas out, and we'll have a little dice competition in the middle, like we do in Waco.
Yeah, if you walk in the clubhouse, make sure your cut's turned inside out.
I don't want to talk about that. Ooh, that's dangerous. Now you're getting into danger zone there, English.
Yeah, 79's been fun to watch all season.
Yeah, he has. He's bringing a lot of fun people with him too, and we appreciate y'all.
Check out the NTG boys, Alan. 23 and the 55 falling in behind Stubbs. They're still sticking together out there now on the outside line. They're on their way to the front, trying to help their boss man up there. And the one is Derek Welch, the guy who hates restrictor plate racing more than anybody, leading another one out here.
He just also called out his pitting. Derek Welch said he's pitting this next time by.
His teammates are stuck on the outside lane there, Alan. Is that going to be a problem?
Man, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting call here from these guys. It could be one of those things where they're kind of making up their own mind. Now, right, ideally, everyone's going to come down with their mini groups. We're probably not going to see a full field come down, that kind of thing. But again, ideally, everything should cycle around as the 747. Albert Anderson bails out to the far outside lane as almost everybody from that inside line comes on down into pit lane, being led by that 13 of Durkee Squeech and then
See, the
They got
19 passed a ton of cars on the inside there. Everybody's slowing down to pit, and he wasn't ready to slow down yet. He just went to the inside of them and passed them.
Yeah,
It doesn't look like we have any black flags,
No.
so that's good.
He did not get a black flag for that. So
that's
he obviously practiced his slowing down for pit lane. Sorry, Al.
yeah, that indeed. But that also leaves about half of this field still out here right now. 747 for Anderson, Stubbs, Collins, Adamson, Barish, Milner, all staying out. I wonder if they're thinking about coming on down and in on this one. And here comes Anderson. Well, he's not coming in alone. He's only got a couple. He's got the 15 and the 79 coming with him, but it looks like there still some more people hanging on out there, hanging around. 751 Mike Adamson making his way up to the front of this final few pack of cars that hasn't come down to the pits. Looks like Brandon Coleman did make it down into the pits. Again, he really didn't come down with anybody, but he's at least able to use a fast repair, get that car all fixed up, and hopefully he'll be able to find a group to jump on with.
They got these teams that kind of split themselves up here. The 23 and the 55, the exception to that, they're staying together at least for now, but their teammate Derek Welch already pitted, obviously, there. Yeah, some of the teams getting split up out there tonight.
And there they go. The rest of this pack coming on down into pit road, getting on those brakes. Oh, 69 Diggerson almost got into the back of, I think that was a 55 of Barish. Might have actually been the 23 of Collins, but able to get it all woed on up in time as green flag laps and pit stops happen here. As it looks like everybody in the field. Oh, I think the 751 Mike Adamson missed his pit box. As Albert Anderson right now out in front of the 13 of Durkee. But here comes Lawson with a big push to the 13 machine.
Yeah, at least those two guys are together out there. Here comes the 33 machine. Paul Ferdiani right there with him.
And how about that number 9 machine of Joe David fighting his way on up in here to top 10? And as they make their way around some of these guys that are coming out of the pit lane, you know, he's going to find himself here in the top 4 before he knows it.
Joe David, that Ford Mustang, he's had a great season this season as well. You know, not many great finishes, but I mean, he's been pretty tough out there. He's one of those cats that really knows how to hold a line. So watch out for the 9 here. Mike Adamson with a black flag, 751 machine posted black flag for some reason here. He's going to have to come back down and serve that.
Well, that's not good for him. And now we're going to have, what, 3 packs here? How is that going to work out? Are we going to be able to catch? Will packs catch the other pack?
Well, I think we're going to be looking at a 2, kind of like a 2-pack. Dylan Bryant is going to be guiding around this second one of about 5 that need to do some communicating here and say, hey, let's all just fall in line. They're only about a second and a quarter up the road. We can catch up to them if we all just work together here with the 55 getting back up onto that 03's bumper now and hoping to try to get that draft of the 4 of Anthony Williams, who's on that tail end of this lead pack, which is being led by that 13 of Paul Durkee with the 33 of Paul Ferdiani going side by side.
Yeah, they're going to have to work together here. That's so hard for race car drivers to do, is just to, sacrifice some positions and stuff for now. Just stay in line, catch the main pack, keep the big picture in mind. 751 talking on the radio saying, hey, I made an honest mistake out there. Could somebody maybe help me off with this penalty? And it was a big no. So Mike Adamson having to serve that black flag penalty under green. That's really going to hurt that limitless team out there, as one of their members is going to be sitting in the pits for a while.
Oh, that's not cool. What were you talking about? Like selfish drivers? Or were you talking about like drivers being selfish, or kind of have to do it for yourself sometimes, right? Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta just get together, work with guys that maybe you've been racing hard with all season, just to get together and just temporarily form a little temporary alliance so you can catch that other pack. But it's hard to do. Ooh, that was interesting.
Uh-oh. Teammates having to dodge the 8 of Coleman as he was up high by the wall. Durkee and Lawson able to make that pass. as they're sticking together on the outside line. This front pack is growing there, Alan. I think that second pack is starting to catch up there and starting to combine.
Yeah, that indeed. So really, the kind of last little pack, really not much of a pack. 73 Josh Keller, 67 of Stanley, and the 31 of Milner, about 5 seconds back behind this one main group with some big old pushing action going on up here on that outside lane from the 19 to the 13, trying to get him to stay out in front, as it looks like, well, just a little bit of a bobble going on here.
Yeah, a little bit of instability. A lot of that, I'm sure, caused by the air. Adam was talking earlier about this Xfinity package and how fast this car is and how little downforce and stuff they have, and it's hard to save it once it starts getting sideways. So they're going to have to be careful out there. Mike Adamson coming back down into the pits again with another black flag. So I don't know if he was speeding on exit or what happened there. He's coming back down, serving another black flag penalty. That'll give Brandon Coleman a lot of breathing room here, as now he'll be the sole car one lap down in case we get a caution. The 8 will get his lap back.
Well, does it mean it's rigged? I mean, maybe it's rigged for Adamson tonight.
It's rigged?
We're gonna have to
against him, if anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's rigged against him.
Man, it's easy to make a mistake.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of it, man.
Yeah, these machines, you don't have a mile per hour sitting there. If you do, it's hard to read. But I mean, you got to go on the tachometer when you're going into pit road, and that's kind of sometimes it's difficult. Tell you what, you're talking about selfish drivers. Joey Logano won the real race today in NASCAR, just in case you wanted to know that, in Atlanta.
Last we worked together pretty well out there.
Yeah.
Former teammates, of course. Even though
one of them's got actually got new hair this season, which has been nice. He had to buy a bigger helmet for his hair. Pretty cool.
Oh.
Back to you, Brown.
Indeed, with this race in action continuing to roll on here, quickly approaching the halfway point here of this race. We got the 33 and the 15 working together on that bottom side. Look at that 79 of Stubbs leading that top side here, with the 13 of Paul Durkee sitting locked and loaded right there behind him as this race continues to move on and along here at Talladega.
Ooh. We go 3 wide action. They ducked it down inside of Stubbs, and Stubbs is going to get stranded out there. Let's see if somebody jumps up to help him. I don't see any help coming with 79 of Stubbs.
He might have done that on purpose.
Maybe
Was
so.
he overheating or something?
Well, he was leading.
He was the lead car.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. Maybe
Turkey
just
went inside and made it 3 wide.
Maybe just strategic thinking here from the 79 to drift onto the back, maybe save a little bit of that fuel. As we saw again last week at Daytona, every lap of fuel mattered here. So I think now that we're kind of getting into the heart of this thing, about 3 laps away from that halfway point, I think these guys are starting to maybe think about that fuel mileage.
What's going through Dylan Bryant's head right now? I mean, he's on the inside line in 4th row. He can see that goat machine of Paul Durkee up there leading the outside line. He's content, right? He's just content to ride right where he's at, because as long as he stays within what did we say, 11 positions of him, he can still sew the championship up. So Dylan Bryant riding around in that Pepsi Toyota, he's just sitting there fat and happy right now, riding the inside line.
At that, indeed, he's probably just thinking, don't wreck, as they're making these turns and making sure that car stays clean here to the end. As here we go.
Big shuffle
here as people making the dive up and down and all around. We got the 3 wide going on here with the 747 to Albert Anderson at the bottom, 33, and the 13 making it 3 wide here for this race lead. A little bit of a wall tap there from the 19 of Justin Lawson, but able to gather it all back on up. The 9 of Joe David trying to tuck in back into line here behind that 15 as the team of goats starting to drift back a little bit here.
Look at how good a job the 15 is doing of pushing. And what's his reward? The 33 jumping down.
Ooh, but he jumped down a little too far, almost getting loose on that apron there. So able to gather it all back on up as this exciting race in action continues to go on.
Well, he 33. The Gambler dropped down in front of America's driver, Albert Anderson, one of the most skilled drivers, especially at a track like this. So luckily for him, Albert lifted a little bit and let him in and let him get over crossing that yellow line, and it worked out. So here they go up front.
Don't look now. You got 3 goats in a row on the outside line here. Durkee's got Lawson and Coleman right with him there. Coleman not on the same lap, but he's there to help his team. If they could stick it together here and get a little bit closer, they got the opportunity to push Paul Durkee up there and let him drop down. We know the 15 is a great pusher. Whoa, a little shake up there as Albert Anderson goes up into the middle line to stop that momentum of the 15. He's now leading the middle line.
Albert doesn't like to lose either now. They're starting to get a little more aggressive. Yeah, they're starting to get a little more aggressive here.
Don't forget, he's fighting for a third in the points as well here tonight. Him and Joe Bennett, I think. Isn't that right, Alan? Would say that Bennett and Anderson fighting for that third spot.
That indeed as they continue to fight there here in the middle, as well as the goats still working together up on that far outside lane, much like mountain goats riding up there on top of the mountain, trying to get that big run here and get back up to the front of this second lane. Just not quite happening as the 15 and the 9 doing a great job working together. Here comes the 03. Oh, the 03 bailed out on the 33, maybe thinking, that's not where the run's gonna be, as the 15 comes up, closes that gap as we go back to 2 wide racing.
Well, the 03 is doing the safe thing too, and the safe thing is to stay on the inside line there. It's an easier line to follow. You've got that yellow stripe there. It's easier to see. And you know where Anderson's going to be. Anderson's going to be down there close to the yellow line, so it's easy to follow the line of the car in front of you when they've got that guidance right there.
As these guys are going to ride around here right up until about lap 54 to 56 based on previous numbers here. And from that point, I think, again, it'll be close, but I think they will be able to make it without really fuel saving. So they're basically just looking at one more pit stop here just after halfway.
Dylan Bryant making a move right there.
He's jumping up to that kind of middle outside lane here. So field catches on up to that 751 of Mike Adamson, staying high here, trying to let the field on around before jumping back into some of that draft. Brandon Coleman still your first car, 1 lap down here. He's going to try to stay on out as DW. I don't know what happened to DW. He was in the pits for a little while there, and he's out way back as the 73 Kelleher still working with that 31 and 67 of Nathan Stanley, as Mark Collins kind of is the back marker, kind of a sweeper, you would say, as we watch these guys make their moves and try to continue up this leaderboard. Still that 03 Dylan Bryant now leading that second lane, trying to get a big push here from that 33 of Ferdiani, the 15 of Short, and 9 David still in line there to help them out. Here comes the 00 of Joe Bennett saying, I'll bring you up to the front here, buddy. Jumps on out in front of him and starts to drag that lane up and around as they're 3 wide, catching up to some lap traffic now.
Oh, and the goats are running that third line. They're going to be 4 wide here if they catch DW. Let's see if DW hits the apron for him.
Yes, he will. He
He
sees
will.
it. He saw that it was 3 wide and wanted absolutely no part about it. Just dropped straight down to the apron as everybody shuffles on around. Looks like some people are kind of drifting up the track to try to let him up early here without him losing that draft, as the 00 finds himself out in front of the 747 and drifts right back down into that bottom lane to take control of this race down there. As now that 03 left with the 33 still trying to get a big push, as here comes that 13 of Paul Durkee on that outside lane with that team of goats running with some full head of steam.
He just doesn't get quite enough of a push to be able to clear the other 2 lines. That's what Durkee's trying to get his teammates to push him so he can drop down and take the lead, but he just can't get there. As soon as they hit turns 3 and 4, they just run out of room there. Deion Jones joining us over there on the YouTube chat saying Albert is a man on a mission out there, currently in that 2nd position. Thank y'all so much for joining us on the YouTube chat here for AAA Broadcasting. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button for us. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're 1 subscriber away from hitting 300. That'd be a good milestone to hit tonight.
Just
1
one?
away, yeah.
We've
Have
been
you
doing this for
subscribed, Adam?
weeks. I don't know how to do that. These people do. I don't know what you do.
There we go. Durkee got the push he needed, and there we go.
Launches himself all the way down to that bottom lane.
So Goat's now leading the inside and the outside line, and look who's in the middle. Dylan Bryant with the 33 of Paul Ferdiani pushing.
I'm not a fan of Pepsi, but Dylan has a great paint scheme with that chrome, and he's got AAA broadcasts on it.
Sweet.
So, in that Toyota, good-looking chrome machine.
And alive, this is getting I'm on the edge of my chair. I don't know about you guys. This is getting pretty tight and pretty getting pretty squirrely up here. I can feel the heat in the room rising here. Man, look at this. These goats are not giving up on that outside line. They've got Derek Welch there with them. The lab card that just got passed.
Stepped right out in front of Dylan Bryant, too. Interesting.
Got to get up there and stop that momentum. But look, there he goes. He's going to duck to the inside. I think Durkee's going to wait on his teammates here to get up here with him. Man.
Brown, what do you make of all this stuff here?
And it's absolutely crazy out here as they continue to drive side by side, approaching a lap 50.
Contact.
70. Oh, the 69. Larry Dickerson getting a big bounce from that, but comes back on
down
up.
there, man.
And that's gathering some people here. The 4 losing it while trying to save it. 69 comes back up onto the track, down onto the apron. Green flag is still out as all that was happening. A few people really getting affected by that. For Anthony Williams, 23 Mark Collins backed out of it. Same thing with that 55 of Tom Barish. The 9 of Joe Davis trying to catch up to the 79 of Timothy Stubblefield here before they lose that draft by a little too much, where they're not going to be able to make it on up. It's a 15 of Vince Short stays tucked back in the line here.
I'm surprised that iRacing didn't throw that caution when the 69 came up and smashed the wall right in front of somebody. They were able to dodge it, but goodness. It was
He almost took somebody out. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it did. We're still racing.
When we got down on the apron, I thought he was going to get out of it. I'm like, man, I hope he slows down because he's not going to be able to rejoin. But then he went up the track, tried to reblend. I don't know if it was he was trying to or not. Maybe the car just went that way because he had so much momentum. But whoo, that was a scary moment for a few guys.
Yeah, well, you put all the 400 degrees of banking, 900 horsepower or whatever it is, and just how hard these things are to control. Weird things happen to your car. It's like physics and geometry. I don't know. It's something you know about English. You're the smart one.
Oh, not hardly. Richard Gray joining us out there, the oldest man in iRacing, joining as a fan tonight in the YouTube chat, saying, "What's up, AAA? Sorry I'm late." all is forgiven there, Richard. This is a great race. Glad you're here. He said you pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge here when you watch a race on NTRL. And Michael Corvo says 300. I don't know, 300. 300
Wasn't
bucks?
he like in The Godfather? How'd he come back and watch iRacing?
You talking about Corleone? No, this is Corleone.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought it was very similar.
Corleone.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Indeed. As
Never ask me about my business.
the two people racing for that championship find themselves nose to tail up here, 13 and the 03. Driving it around here up at the front. The 13 is going to drift up to join his team of goats there in the middle. You can see there the 33 and the 1 trying to work together on that far outside lane here as the main pack drifts its way down out of turn number 4 into that trioval one more time here. Trying to pick up as many runs as these drivers can. Look at that middle lane here with that team of goats. They got one driver clear. Can they get two?
Get down.
Not quite yet here as they
Get
go
what you
down into
can.
the corner.
Oh, man, if I would have lost and I would have taken that opportunity to stop the 03's momentum, let the 13 drop down, then you could have controlled. Oh.
They're gonna have another chance at it.
Well,
lap traffic.
they
They're
have
coming
a
up on
different-
lap traffic right here. Let's see what happens there.
Okay. Well, they have a different strategy than.
And we dip down.
That lap traffic, that's the 69 and Dickerson dropping down to that bottom lane here is the middle lane, I think, checked up just a little bit just to make sure everyone made it clear on through, and they're able to save it here. So we're about 3 laps away from seeing more people coming on down and down and into the pit lane here as we're just under 30 laps to go. So pit window is now open with these guys, I believe, again, being able to make it.
We might even see some guys try to stretch it and make maybe lap 58, 57, 56, but it's going to be close for a few of these guys, especially the guys that have been running up front, running wide open this entire fuel run.
I see 13 this time deciding, if I'm clear, I'm just going to drop on down in front of that 03 and take control back of that bottom lane here. So now the team of goats trying to work together and control 2 lanes at once.
So they got to start thinking, like you were talking about, Brown, about this upcoming pit stop. If they're going to pit all together, they're going to have to be all together here. But if the upper 2 goats there get stuck on the outside line there, the herd may be divided.
Oh man, what do they call that in English? That was pretty good.
A herd of goats. I had goats. We
I
just
know,
called
but
them-
it's like a double entendre type of thing, and you just it really it was interesting that you had such a nice
dividing the herd.
yeah with the goats. I was dumbfounded at your smartness
I'm
tonight
not the
there.
wordsmith here. That's Brown, man, with all this.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good tonight. I don't know. You're having a championship race yourself. Good job,
These
English.
Modelo Negras that I bought.
Those are some tasty ones. I think you can become smarter drinking those. The more, the better.
And that indeed has... I don't know if you touched on this, but Michelob out there saying you pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge here as this race in action continues on here at Talladega. You got that 13 lighting up that bottom row. Here comes I thought the one was going to maybe try to make it 3 wide here again as another one of the goats dropping on down here right in front of his teammate. So now that's going to leave the... leaves the 8 kind of out there on his own lonesome as here comes the field.
We did mention Richard's comment, but it does bear repeating because it is absolutely 100% true.
19 Justin Lawson, I think, might get dinged for that one. He came
did.
in
He got
pretty
posted.
hot.
Black flag the 19.
It's the majority of this field comes on down into pit lane. We did have the 33 of Ferdiani and the 00 of Joe Bennett stay on out here as everybody comes on in, and it's those pit boxes. 31 Scott Milner, danger of going a lap down here, came on down and in as everybody slowly starting to make their way on out and regroup for this race in action here once again. Vince Short being that final car coming off of pit lane here with everybody else, as here comes that 33 and the 00. They're going to be coming in by themselves, so they can actually be pretty aggressive here coming into the line, not fighting against some other traffic, as the 4 of Anthony Williams, he'll come on down and in next. Looks like the 23 of Mark Collins staying on out here for at least one more lap. I'm going to try to stay tucked in here with that 751 of Mike Adamson.
When Ferdiani's teammate got black flagged and then the other one dropped way back, he kind of lost his help up there, didn't he? I mean, he's going to have to maybe rely on some different folks to help him.
You mean Paul Durkee?
Yeah, what did I say, Ferdiani?
Yeah, I know there's a lot of Pauls. It's like there's too many Dustins over there on Wednesday night. But here goes the 03 and the 747, Albert Anderson working together here, looping their way around that 13 machine as they're starting to catch on up back to some of this traffic. As here we go. The things are going to get a little scatterbunched here, as looks like the 00 and the man. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought here. I don't know. We got people coming in and out, so we'll have to wait and see how all this kind of shakes on up as these green flag pit stops go underway, and we get the cycle a boot. Let's take a quick break in this action, and we'll be back here with the final 20 or so laps remaining here of this championship race, coming at you live from Talladega. as we return back to the action here following this main group hustle on along. Currently being led by one of those lap cars. Oh, it's the 747. Albert Anderson gets way out of position there and gets breaking loose. He's able to save it, but there goes the 19 right in front of the 03. The 03 is going to get tagged up in it, bringing out the caution flag. Oh, man, did we come back at the right time.
Championship implications right here for that incident. Albert Anderson told the field, hey, I'm getting out to get some air, but when he came back up, I don't know what happened there, if he wasn't clear or what, but it looked like a separate incident.
Oh, it looked like... So the first incident involves that 747. I think the 31 of Scott Miller may not have gotten the message. And so he came down as Albert was coming back up, and so that's where Albert got all loosey-goosey. But then, kind of back up here at the front, looked like Lawson in that 19 trying to push that 13. Oh, he gets a little back-end help there from the 33 of Ferdiani getting involved here.
Ooh,
where bumper's just not lining on up.
It wasn't the big one, but that probably made somebody had their feelings hurt on that one, huh? Just a little.
Well, the 03's definitely got to come down and get some damage fixed now.
Aero damage is a killer here. They got 2 fast repairs, though. It's not the end of the world. He can still stay on the lead lap here. But Ferdiani's currently your race leader. I'm sorry, Paul Durkee. I keep saying Ferdiani. I'm sorry. Paul Durkee is currently your race leader, and man, if he stays out there ahead enough positions, he can pick up that championship win.
Yeah, but it looks like everybody coming on down and in here. 15 minutes short, electing to stay on out. Same thing with the 55 of Tom Barish. 23 of Mark Collins will do so as well as Nathan Stanley. As I think Stanley didn't get an incident on that one, so he's going to get the... I think he gets the lucky dog, maybe? I don't know. He might have been 2 laps down because he was leading. He was also leading the field. So I don't know. As things, man, we're gonna have cars that are not on the lead lap, cars that are on the lead lap. It's all gonna be all mixed in here.
See where he scored at. Yeah, he's being scored on the lead lap right now, according to iRacing.
Yep.
Michael Corvo out there saying, "Let's go, Joe David and Williams." Lowline needs to step it up out there.
Well, I like how we're going to at least get this re-racked one time. You got to have a caution every once in a while. It's Talladega.
I honestly thought, and I was talking to Brown about this during the commercial break, that we had mentioned that this thing might go flag to flag, and wouldn't that be something? We have seen it maybe once or twice before, a plate race go flag to flag, and it may have been an NTRL race. These guys they race each other pretty daggum clean, but not to be tonight. It didn't look like.
Well, I don't hear anybody yelling at each other on the radio, so I guess that was just one of those racing deals, kind of what y'all explained. I'm still here for the anger if anybody wants to throw some out there. Even if it's directed at me, I'm perfectly happy with that. I thrive off it, actually.
I'm trying to think of something to be angry at you about. I can't really.
I know you can't right now because I've been complimenting you all evening.
Brown's the one that called me fat during the.
Oh, so there's a little spat between you and Brown. Brown, what did you
no,
call
but it's true.
You called English fat, huh?
Yeah, but
well, how do you feel about that, English? It seems like it offended you.
No, but it's true.
Yeah, I mean,
years here sitting with you guys.
I
correct.
don't think he meant. I don't think he meant it any kind of way.
No,
But apparently,
I
you
know
took
he
it
did.
away.
I mean, last time I checked, any time that I ate Mexican food, I was always fat and happy. And I know you had some Mexican food here tonight, English. So
I definitely was. I'm a enchilada eating machine.
Is that what you had for dinner
Oh, yeah.
tonight? Oh man, Sunday enchiladas.
What's your
That's
favorite
awesome.
Mexican dish there, Brown? Are you
just-
a carne asada guy or
just a good old burrito.
burritos,
Mm.
tacos?
Burrito. That
Yeah.
well, I also don't trust Mexican food,
Why?
as no one should, to be honest.
Well, it is New Hampshire. I mean,
And it's a way of life where we come
you're
from.
really far from Mexico. I mean,
Yeah, we could ship you in some.
Richard Gray just said, "I think you all suck." Like in the
Oh, what?
chat, did
Us?
somebody get a hold of his phone or something?
I think maybe he's trying to anger me, so he wants to see the drama unfold.
The dementia thing sitting in.
I don't know what's happening with Richard. Thank God he didn't pave this speedway. It's actually fairly flat. We won't have too many bumps in this one.
Well, talk about bumps. Here we go as we get ready to go back to green flag racing, and we got the 15 of Vince Short going side by side here with the 55 of Tom Parrish. Talk about a guy maybe picking up, back-to-back wins here at the end of this season. That'd be something pretty cool to watch. 67 of Stanley's up here, 23 Collins, 13 of Durkee, the 9 of David with 00 Joe, 33 of Ferdiani, 03 of Dylan Bryant, and the 747 of Albert Anderson make up your top 10. We now come back to having 14 cars back on this lead lap as here we go, getting ready in that Geico restart zone. Green flags a waving and off we go. Green flag running here again tonight at Talladega. 15 getting a great restart here. He's leaving a little bit too much of a space, though, between himself and that 23, because here comes that 67 and the 55 working together on that far outside lane. The 9 of Joe David trying to catch on up to that 23, get that bottom line all working together here again as well with the 00 Joe right there behind him. You can see up at the top side, though, the 13 Paul Durkee trying to get tucked in behind that 67 of Stanley, who's also up on that outside a couple cars back, is that 03 of Dylan Bryant. I mean, basically, it's going to come down to for championship-wise, that 13 of Durkee. He's got to be thinking this is a must-win situation.
And he,
Definitely.
yeah, he can't do it on his own. He's got to. Something else has to happen to the 03 to get a bunch of positions in between them. I mean, even if he wins the race, if the 03 finishes in 10th or 11th, Paul Ferdiani, Paul
Why do you
Durkee,
do that? You keep
Paul
messing it up.
Durkee will still lose the championship. I don't know, dude. They're right there by each other, and I'm looking at both cars too. Ferdiani and
They're
Durkee
both-
running right there together.
Both Paul. I do understand.
Oh, jeez. Glad we're getting a
Well-
little break for a week or two.
And sometimes we got to recharge our batteries too. Man. Joe David's looking sharp in that number 9 bonefish machine. Kind of got the same vibe as the NTG cars, same color
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, that greenish yellow, black, some high vis colors mixed with some black, a lot of contrast, really cool looking.
Yeah, I'll throw that out on
Oh,
the worm.
Ricky.
Oh, Stanley.
Oh,
Got turned.
no. Oh,
13 got caught up in it.
the 03 did not, as that's going to bring out that caution here once again as that field kind of tries to get all bundled up once again. Let's kind of see what happened here. 67, just a little bit of a wiggle as the 13 was coming up on that far outside lane and tags the quarter panel, blocks that outside lane. 13 just drops straight down, ends up getting quartered by that 69. The 8 goes into the 79. Oh, it's mayhem back here. 73 getting all tied up in it as well. Oof. Big collection of cars down there on the apron.
I think Stanley just might not have seen that they had just come up on the outside. That third line was forming. I don't think he saw it. Kind of wiggled out there, and that's what happened there.
Kind of what I saw too. The 55 looks like he was moving up the track, and Cubby thought he was going to probably try to slide up into that spot, but had to take an evasive maneuver there, and a lot of damaged equipment out there right now.
That there is 79 Stubblefield, like I said, getting snagged up, involved in that one. So that's going to bring out another yellow here. We're still, some of these drivers should still have at least a fast repair in their belt.
That view from that back bumper cam right there was amazing. That was
Yeah, that's a good looking view.
that
Richard
was
Gray
great.
says it should be AA. That last A is annoying. Go ahead and tell us which A you want off the broadcast, Richard, or we could make it come true. Which one did
It could be
which of the A's do you want out?
We could
Yeah.
call it, if Richard joins, it could be AARP, AA
Oh my
Racing
God.
Productions, or Richard Productions. AARP with Richard here.
Oh man. Well, at least everybody's having fun tonight. I think people are having fun.
Jessica Stubblefield trying to encourage Stubbs out there at the 79, saying, get that fast repair done and get back out there. Vince Short running down on the apron, not really an indication that he's going to come down and pit and grab some extra gas. How are these guys on fuel there, Brown? I mean,
we had a yellow just previous to this. I think most of these guys should be good on fuel.
Oh yeah, I think they're all going to be good on that fuel and whatnot. But I mean, I'd be more concerned about saving up those fast repairs right now.
yeah, you're right.
I mean, we're closing in. We're going to be inside that 10 laps to go mark here when we get back to green flag racing. So you already know the tensions that have already been high so far this entire race are just going to be even more so, and that's going to leave very little room for error.
The driver of the 33, Paul the Gambler Ferdiani, dropped due to packet loss there. Some connection problems there for Paul.
Yeah, it's probably because you probably gave him the curse. Did you give him the curse?
I hope not.
Oh, he's
Laugh it
good
up,
to us.
Buzzball.
Oh, he's good to us. Paul gets the
Yeah, he is.
humor. That's too bad for him. He was having a heck of a night. Hopefully he can jump back in here. I mean, he wouldn't lose too much.
Well, Tom Barish up 15 spots so far here tonight. The double nickel going to be restarting. It looks like outside row number 2. He's got some friends up there. Mark Collins is going to be starting right behind him. Him and Mac have been together all night here, Barish and Collins. Stuck like glue. Good to have a teammate around, except, maybe if you're at turn 2 at Pocono.
Yeah, I was going to fill that in. I
knew you were going to.
It's too easy, right? I'm not even going to be mad about it. I'm
defuse it.
I'm in a quality mood tonight. I don't even care about turn 2 at Pocono.
Well, it's championship night. You can't be
Right.
foul at all tonight.
Oh, I mean, I got a little foul when I think Jessica was talking about the two-tone blue jerseys, which are disgusting. There's only one tone. It's called Love You Blue, Oilers Blue. I did see that, so it's been stuck in the back of my mind since. A little upset about that, but other than that, you haven't angered me tonight, English. So thank you.
Well, not yet. It's not over.
Sure.
I need to step up my game, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure we have another race this week. You can figure some way
Hold
out.
that thought. Hold that thought, Turner. Braden Johnson says tighten up.
There's no such thing. Titan isn't even a thing. That's not. It's a made up mascot. No, that's fake. It's not even real. They stole that
from mythology.
No, it's the Oilers. They were stolen in the middle of the night and taken to Nashville or wherever they are. I don't even know. Disgusting.
Probably better off. I mean,
why would they be better off? Now we're stuck with the Texans. That's the worst team known to man. Why don't we just flip teams with you? Yeah, you can have the Texans because, well, Tennessee had a big part to do with Texas history, by the way. So, yeah, send them back.
Davy Crockett.
Oh yeah, a lot of them clowns were from. Well, they're not clowns. I say clown when I start getting upset. Sorry, guys.
Crockett,
anyway, Brown,
you may all go to hell, and I will go to Texas. Remember
exactly. That? Thank you. Then they stole the Oilers. Give me a break. All the things we did.
You felt they were owed.
Oh,
Brown, here we go.
Here we go. One more time here with 8 laps to go. We're going to go back to green flag racing with the 15 in the 23, getting things all fired up, making that round down through the tri-oval into that Geico restart zone. And away we go one more time here at Talladega Super Speedway. Side by side we go racing here with that 15 out in front. He's, again, getting a good restart, but leaves that little bit of a gap here. The 9 of Joe David, though, able to fill that gap pretty quickly here with some help with that 00 of Joe Bennett. You can see those Numb Thumbs Gaming teammates up there, the 23 and the 55 working together with the 03 right there behind them, trying to get that big push back up here to the front. Where's that other driver contending for a championship? The 13, Paul Durkee. He's tucked in behind the 4. Oh, as there goes the 67 again.
Cubby crashing. So goes Stubbs, and then Coleman and Lawson of Team GOAT all wrecked out.
Ooh. Wow.
Ooh, late race shenanigans.
Now there may be some anger there.
And well,
watch that one.
That one was kind of started here with a little bit of netcode, but the 19, he was probably going to touch Cubby there on that corner panel anyway. Sends him on around and straight down into the mix of it here as these drivers try to get checked on up and just not quite able to do it. As the 19, he tried saving it and gets down into his own teammate there.
Stubblefield in the 79 did a good job of kind of just hitting the brakes. And, I mean, he's damaged, but he kind of got out of it.
And Coleman dodging him. That was a great reaction by Coleman in the 8 to wheel that thing to the left to avoid hitting the 79. Oh, and then he hit then he hit the 19. So, oh, man. Ain't much you can do. You might as well pull the steering wheel off of it once you get sideways in the Xfinity car here at a plate track.
Yeah, there's not much coming back from that. You're just going to have to kind of let go, brace yourself for the impact.
Richard Gray saying that where's the question about it? Everybody knows who complains and cries about everything. I don't know.
Then he said he's just playing. I don't know.
Oh, maybe he's talking about one of us or one of the other drivers.
Yeah, either way.
Richard loves the plate racing, dude. He's one of those guys that loves to come out here and do the drafting thing and the white knuckle.
He should be out here right now.
Edge of his pants. I don't know why he's not racing. He's been working a lot.
Stubblefield's coming into the pits. Going to get this fixed. Got plenty of time.
Turn my fan on. My blood pressure's going up from all the Oiler talk and the.
Oh God.
All the wrecks and stuff that are happening here late in the race. Double Joe Bennett's had a heck of a race, boys. He's contending for that 3rd spot. Him and Anderson.
Yeah, he's been quiet.
May have to
Doing a good job.
re-look at the points again because I don't remember how many spots away from each other they are. But I know Joe is as long as he finishes a few spots here.
It's a two-point differential here between Double O Joe and Albert Anderson.
And Joe's ahead, right?
Yes.
Wow. So Anderson needs 2 positions to tie, 3 to beat him. Goodness. That's wild, man. So Durkee needs 12 positions on Bryant. They've both led a lap, so that point will be the same. Anderson needs to beat Joe by 3 positions. Okay.
This is the point where you turn somebody just for your in your favor.
Yeah.
It turned.
A&T saying, looking good out there, Josh. Josh Kelleher having a heck of a race. Staying on that lead lap. Trying to look at a top 10 there. 73 is.
Yeah, indeed. So the lights on that pace car turn off. Won't be quite a green-white checker, but it's going to be pretty dang close.
Thanks again to all the sponsors for this season. It's been one heck of a season. This race has been absolutely insane, and it ain't over. It's been a season of ups and downs, and they've added a few tracks this season, but super speedway racing is where this Xfinity series really began, and that's how they're going to end it here with this race here at Talladega. And of course, last week at Daytona, as you mentioned there, Alan, fuel mileage, the name of the game there at the end. That's not really going to be quite the same scenario here, but definitely going to be some contact out there, I think, as they try to finish this thing up.
And thank you, all right, as the pace car guys these guys around through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to get things all wrapped back up. 15:23, 9:55 with the double O. Your top 5 right now: Albert Anderson, 03 Dylan Bryant, 4 Anthony Williams, 31 Scott Milner, and the 13 of Paul Durkee make up that top 10. But Kelleher, Welch, Stanley, Stubblefield, and Dickerson all within striking distance as well on that lead lap as the pace car trails on off down into the pit lane as these guys make their way down through the tri-oval one more time, getting things all ready and locked and loaded with 4 laps left to go here. The green flag is out and away we go. Side by side racing action continues here at Talladega. The 15, once again, a fantastic restart, but the car behind him having to do some clawing to make up some of that space. He finally makes it back up to that 15's back bumper with Double O Joe still working well with the 9 up there on that top side with the 747 of Albert Anderson up there as well. Here we go, 3 wide happening already as here comes that 13 of Durkee with some help from that one machine trying to get his way up here to the front. He knows he needs to make up a ton of spots here to even have a chance at it. But he's got some work left to do as they come out and round out of turn number 3 and 4. Going to be coming across the line with 3 laps to go. You got the other team of GOATS members kind of trailing off here. towards the back end as the 9 gets a big push from the 00. 747 looked like he wanted to jump out in front of that high side, just not able to commit to doing so here with 3 wide happening behind him. The 55-4 and that 13 coming out of turns 1 and 2. The shuffle and bustle in full effect.
These guys thunder down the backstretch here and come into turn 3. These guys got to start thinking, where am I supposed to be to get my top 3 for the season here? Joe Bennett knows what he needs to do here. He just needs to stay in front of Anderson. He can't let Anderson get up there and make any positions on him because that's going to knock him out there if Anderson finishes 3 positions ahead. But yeah, Durkee is on that outside getting pushed by Welch. The 03 is kind of sitting pretty right now on that inside line. It looks like he's a shoe-in.
Well, how nervous do you have to be?
Oh, big time.
with these guys? I mean, you're in the mix. If something happens, Dylan or
off, right?
Yeah, they could all be knocked out of the whole thing. So you have to be a little bit careful. But I think he's on that low line.
There we go. Anderson's around.
Ooh, the 03 is getting involved in it too. Yellow flag finally comes out.
And that's what I was worried about. That's what I was trying to get at. I didn't jinx it though. It wasn't me. How'd that start? I'm gonna have to look at that.
Anderson is the first car I saw go sideways. I don't.
It was a little side door in action there with the 23. Let's go ahead and jump up to our chopper camera here to get a little bit better look at it. And it's the 23 and the 747 get locked up, and that just causes absolute mayhem on the bottom side. The 03 Dylan Bryant tries to go down to avoid it, but the 31 Scott Milner is trying to do the same thing and just absolutely kind of sandwiches him there in the middle, and he gets heavily involved in it. Oh, man. 31 is Scott Milner. Just absolutely goes for a ride and straight T-bones the 55 up into, oh, man, hard contact up there at the top wall.
Several of the NTG cars involved in that accident. Of course, Mac going up towards the inside line or the middle line there. Looked like he was trying to put a little side draft maybe on the 747 and just got a little too close. And they collided, and that's what brought the caution out.
Well, and I was watching it from a certain angle, and it almost kind of looked like, I don't know if it was air, or could it have been a little bit of netcode that pushed Anderson down the track, or was it the air coming off the number 1? It was kind of confusing.
I know the 1 did key up on the radio. Paul Durkee thanked him for the push, and the 1 of Derek Welch keyed up and said, yeah, my motor almost blew up during that push because he was starting to overheat. Glad to see the caution come out, probably, the 1 is. Get that grill out in the wind to cool that thing down. You don't want to shut your motor off, though, because that also shuts your water pump off. I don't know. Do they run electric water pumps on Xfinity cars? I don't know. Either way.
Great question.
Keep that nose clean. And
I got to call my mechanic. I just know how to watch them and occasionally fake drive. How else would you cool it?
blow on it like you would your soup, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mike Corriveau out there saying, hey, Joe, use the skinny pedal out there. The skinny pedal, that's the one you want to mash down. He's having a pretty good race out there in third right now. Albert Anderson's got some work to do if he wants that third spot in the championship 3. Currently sitting in 9th position.
Yeah.
Vince Short holding his own up there. Him and Joe David are going to be starting in the front row up here when we get restarted. How's it looking for the 03 guys? It's currently starting in 11th. Does Paul Durkee
I think he's
have a
fine.
shot at this? Does he have a
I
shot
think
at
he's-
winning the championship here?
I don't know. I think he's fine, but Brown has the supercomputer over there and has all the statistics. What's it looking like?
It's gonna be interesting. That's for sure. Because again, I don't know the exact math on it, like what each position is worth and what bonus points are, that kind of stuff. But I would say where Dylan Bryant is here in 11th, I would say that 13 machine of Paul Durkee would have to get a win with Dylan Bryant in 11th for me to absolutely be relatively-ish certain of Durkee picking up the win.
Yeah, the bonus point situation and the other things. Of course, any race results that you see here will be unofficial until confirmed by the admins of Numb Thumbs Racing League. So just keep that in mind, folks.
Unofficial
Just kinda
till.
finish up.
I remember how this played out one time in this it was November, and I don't know what year it was. When everybody went to bed and thought one thing happened, and you woke up and another thing happened. Is that what's going to happen here? I hope not. I hope they're truthful and honest about the
Well, they're not
official
doing-
and unofficial.
Point harvesting here like ballot harvesting. Is that what you get at?
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe I was kind of in that ballpark. But regardless, I think this has been a great season. I love the fact that we get to hang out with these Numb Thumbs guys several days a week, and going to miss this one while they're gone for a little bit, but they'll pick it back up at some point. Hit the button, subscribe, like, share, everything. We need more people to watch this stuff so it can be shared on the algorithm stuff.
This is the first of 3 green-white checkers available here, guys. We do have 3 available.
Indeed. And of course, just a reminder on the rules of a green-white checker. They will take a green flag here when they make their way around the pace car in just a second. If they go around one more time without causing a caution, then the white flag will wave and there will be no cautions at that point. However, the race leader will have to take that white flag for that to happen. Otherwise, we get to re-rack it and stack it back here all again. But the pace car dives on down with the 9 and the 15 guiding this field around, which means it's time to buckle up, strap on those drinking helmets, and throw inhibition out the window. It's green-white checker racing time here at Talladega. The 9 gets a great restart here on the 15. He's going to be able to slide up and 15 slide down into line. A little bit of a scatter shot here on this restart as the 31 Scott Milner still on the lead lap, but missing about 3/4 of the front end of that car. Is going to drift up to the wall, trying to stay out of the way. Here comes the 00 of Joe, and no, just doesn't get the bumper all lined up on the 15. Caution's not waving, though, as that accident happens down onto the apron. The green flag race in action continues to roll on here. Here comes the 79 Stubblefield looking to the inside, but he decides better of it as the 4 starts pushing that 9 of Joe David. Here comes the 13 of Paul Durkee up in that middle lane with that 1 of DW. You heard it once already that the 1 machine was overheating, pushing that 13 machine. You best believe he's probably doing it again here tonight. But here comes that 03 of Dylan Bryant now up there into 7th still. White flag is now out, which means this is the final lap. This is for all the marbles, racing to the end as the 4 and the 9 working together. The 1 and the 13 working together here as 2 lines compete side by side, making their way down the back stretch. A big run coming as the 747 of Anderson gives a push to the 1 machine. A little push the pusher action happening now as the 747 looks to the outside to make it 3 wide. Here comes the 03 with him, trying to get on up there with the 55 as well. 2 by 2 by 3 by 2 they go down through turns 3 and 4. The 9's going to leave the help of the 4 to block the middle lane. He's going to drift all the way up to the outside wall as they make their break down into the tri-oval. Everybody's wrecking. Who's making it out clear? It's going to be Albert Anderson into the wall, into the 1, into the 33 as the 1 up on his roof picks up the race win. Anderson in second, and Stubblefield sneaks on through for third.
I thought Albert had it. That was nuts. What did we just watch, and who is the champion? That's the main thing, right?
Well, unofficially, here's how I got it, guys. We got Dylan Bryant still maintaining the championship here. And then we've got Paul Durkee and Albert Anderson did beat the 00 of Joe Bennett by more than a few positions here. So this is going to be close, but it's unofficial right now. So we're going to save that for the admins to explain. But, God, what a crash.
It started as the... fast forward when I didn't want to start. Fast forward. Wanted slow motion. As the 9 of the 1 got all tied up with the 4 who drifts on up, snags the 13, the 79, drifting it down, dirt tracking it here as it's an absolute cluster. Goat took out the 3, the 13 was already going around, the 03 spinning about, the 55 trying to get all collected. Same thing with that 73 as we take a look here as the 747 of Anderson goes up and snags that outside wall, drifts down the track, gets a piece of the 1 of DW, who gets a piece of the lap traffic of the 33 of Ferdiani, and then the 1 goes up onto his roof sideways to come across the line as the wreck just kept drifting and drifting and drifting here.
You know, as they came out of 4 headed towards the tri-oval, I thought Paul Durkee might have this win, or Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams was right there with him. But as we've seen so many times, you know, the guy leading out of 4 is almost, you know, would you put a percentage on it? 20% of the time, he's the guy that wins the race, right? Because there's always a big wreck that happens.
Right.
And the guy leading, coming out of 4, usually gets wrecked out. And that's what happened again here tonight.
Yeah, it happens every time. Almost every time.
As you can see here, there's the race winner, winning by a car length, but it's a car length kind of sideways, diagonal, lifted up on one end. And then the 747, and there goes the 79 as everybody wrecks down and across the line.
Well, Stubblefield got himself a top 3, so we get to talk to him. I'm sure all his friends and family are out there watching and are happy with that.
Huh?
He's up 12. That's pretty big moving. Josh Kelleher's up 14. That's huge moving as well.
That indeed. So speaking of, let's go ahead and talk to tonight's third place finisher here, and that's going to be the 79 of Mr. Timothy Stubblefield, the captain of Stub Nation, filtering his way through that last lap wreck here to come back across the line. And congratulations there, Timmy. You found yourself up there on a podium.
I know, about time.
Only about, like, you know, if you include all the other seasons that you've participated in here for, you know, this for this league, you know, that's what, like 2.5 seasons worth of racing that you were trying to get up onto a podium.
Yes, it has, and we've been so close, being right there in the lead. At the end, just got in trouble, but it's been good.
Well, you're one of the guys, you know, that has all that family support out there. Hashtag Stub Nation. So many folks out there supporting you every week, and we've enjoyed watching you race out there in that Toyota. And what are you looking forward to next season? I know the schedule's already out, and it's kind of mixed up. We got a couple more tracks added in there, and are you looking forward to it?
Yes, I am. I'll probably have to do the Friday and Sunday nights. I'm busy pretty much all through the week, but yeah, I'm gonna get signed up definitely again. It was fun. It was fun.
Well, glad to talk to you up here. Up 12 spots, great race. We had a lot of fun interacting with all the people watching you and your little friends and family group. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
Definitely all my friends and family that comes out and watch these and get in the chat, support me and everything. That's a big deal. Definitely to Derek and I put on this league and y'all podcast, and I know my people like to mess with y'all, and just big shout out to everybody and everybody race with it. It's been fun.
Jessica said, Stubbs finally in the booth. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Definitely coming that infield sideways. I just hold it wide open and say, hope I just get past all that. But it was good.
And that it was. Well, again, congratulations here, Timmy. Finishing up here on that podium in third. Congratulations there, buddy. We look forward to seeing you guys out here for another season. Hopefully it's not going to be too long of a break there, man, but congratulations here nonetheless.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. It was good.
We move on up a spot here. Let's go ahead and talk to tonight's second place finisher. And I think quick math calculations, he might have snuck up there in third in points there for the championship. Mr. Albert Anderson, America's driver in that 747 machine. Getting you got beat up out there on that final lap, Albert.
Man, I tell you what, that was just all out fun. That was an absolute blast. I had it won there for a second. That wreck happened, and the seas parted in front of me, and I had clear sky, and I was up against the wall, and DW got out of shape and hit me, and we all sideways across the line. But I'll take the second place and third overall this season. I get a plaque and a poster and stuff like that. Really, really happy about the way things went this season.
Well, me and Adam talk about it all the time. It's our favorite kind of racing to watch is this pack racing at these big-ass tracks like Talladega, because anything can happen, and you can end up, like you said, being a few positions behind, and then something happens, and as you said, the seas part, and you gotta wave forward, go where they ain't, and just try to pick that win up, but it just wasn't to be. But it was damn close. It wasn't from lack of trying.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely take the second place. I'll take the podium tonight. I mean, it more than anything, I just had fun tonight. That's what's most important. Just getting out here, having fun, being competitive, and that's what makes it worthwhile for me. As long as I'm having fun, I almost don't care where I finish. But if I can have fun and finish on the podium at the end of the night, that's just a win-win for me.
Well, I mean, I thought coming out of 4 there, when all that mayhem happened, it looked like my camera was focused on you, and it looked like it opened up for you, and then it closed up kind of quickly there. I thought you had it. But hey, second place, getting to that mayhem, that was pretty good. Heck of a race, heck of a season. We love watching you, at all these leagues. And we get a chance to talk to you all the time. And, man, congratulations. I don't know if you got something you're looking forward to in any other league or anything. Let us know and give us some shout outs.
Well, I mean, first of all, I want to say how fortunate and how lucky we are to be citizens of the great United States of America.
Amen.
If it wasn't for that, we may not even be racing tonight. We wouldn't have the freedom to do what we want to do. We're lucky enough to be in the greatest country on the planet. And everybody should get on their knees every night and thank God that we're United States citizens. And we should keep fighting for that right. Also, I want to thank my family, my fans, my friends, everybody that's been supporting me all season. Definitely want to thank you guys in the booth. You guys, I mean, man, I look so forward to watching the replay after the race. That's just a blast. And I love you guys. I really do. And Derek Welch for putting this league on. He does a phenomenal job. He keeps everything fair and balanced. I really appreciate that. and I want to congratulate Dylan Bryant, winning the championship. He was the class of the field all season long. Him and I worked really, really well together, and I'm really happy to see him get the championship. And I believe, who was it, Dickerson, that finished second in the championship? I think
it was Durkee.
Durkee. Okay, that's right. Yep. So I want to congratulate Durkee as well. He did a really good job this season. And last but not least, my teammate at Limitless Motorsports, Mike Adamson. I race with Mike a lot, and he's an awesome teammate. And it's a privilege to be a part of Limitless. And once again, God bless America, gentlemen.
Awesome. Well, great racing out there, Albert. I know we're not going to be waiting too long to see you out there on the track again, but we can't wait for the new seasons of NTRL to start back on up, buddy. But until then, we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night. And good job out here tonight there, bud.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a good night.
So with that, we'll move on up here tonight's race winner, and that's going to be the Bogus Machine, finding himself a bogus win once again, sideways across the line, dang near on his roof. Hopefully you had those safety belts all strapped up, Derek, because you went for a wild tumble. But man, a wild tumble while picking up a win, that's definitely got to be one right on up there.
I finally won one in my own lead. I'm ecstatic. I finally won one, even though I was upside down, and the whole end of the race went crazy. But yeah, my whole plan right there was pull Paul to the win. I mean, no offense to Dylan or nothing, but I me and Paul's been racing together for a while, and from HCK and then now over here, and I got big respect for Paul Durkee, and I know he came close over there at HCK to win that championship, so I was hoping he can pull one on out over here. So I was pushing him, trying to push him to the win, and we got net coded by the top car right there, and that sent everything. And somehow or another, I came in first place. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I'll take it.
Well, we love watching you run out there as a league owner. You know, the roof flaps and the hood flaps didn't really do their job out there as you went tumbling around in that DEP graphics painted NTG Toyota. What can we expect next season from NTG's Xfinity series? And then congrats on the win tonight. I know you want to talk about, your race as an entirety here, but from the guy that, hates pack racing and plate tracks as much as you do, I'm sure you had some kind of wild strategy.
Actually, the Xfinity, we're gonna in our super speedway leagues, we're gonna be switching it up every season. So we're not gonna be racing the same car every season. Next season we're gonna be going to Gen 6s, the cars before the next gen cars. That's what we're gonna be racing next season for our super speedway leagues, and we're looking forward to it. I'm not really, but we got a bunch of guys looking forward to it. Yeah, and our ARCA and Super Speedway and our next gen league is about to start back up. So I'm excited about them all, and we're gonna start advertising for them and get these drivers in here, and we're going to a new playoffs format next season. So hopefully we'll have bigger fields at the end of the season.
Well, looking forward to all that, and we appreciate what y'all do for us, and we enjoy being a part of the Numb Thumbs family. I think we kind of a little family over here, and we really like these races, and we genuinely have a good time. So just glad to be a part of it. Congrats for finally getting a win here in your own league. And you have anybody you want to thank or anything else you need to say before we let you go?
All the drivers this season. This was an unusual race for us because these guys are racing this Xfinity. These are the most cleanest drivers I've ever raced with. Period. The respect they show for each other out there, and the room they give each other is just unreal. I've never raced against guys like this, and everybody shows everybody respect on track. And we've been to Talladega, we've been to Atlanta, we've been to Daytona without running the whole race without cautions. I mean, that's just unheard of, especially these kind of cars, these Xfinity cars, how loose they can get. And these drivers are class acts, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud to be owner of this league. Me and Mark both. It makes our job easier, especially at the end of the race. We don't have nobody bickering back and forth. He wrecked me here or there. But congrats to all the drivers out here. DEP Graphics, JPD Designs. Thanks for him jumping in when DEP was going through a hard time there. DEP is officially back, and he's going to be head sponsoring all of our races from here on out. Track Bar Media, making our videos, making our advertisement videos. They're working on a couple now for our new season, and plus we're going to get one made for the NTG community alone for our Everett video, and they're working on that. And Track Dolls Racing for our merch, and next season, Sim Gear Central, they're going to be more of a kind of a into an NTRL, as the Super Speedway League and the Next Gen League is going to get, the champ's going to get a free button box from them, especially custom made button box from them. The champ's going to receive that. So thanks to them for doing that for us. And I got the champion update in the top 3 that's going to receive plaques, custom made plaques from oh god, I done forgot the company's name. But anyway, it's going to be 3rd place. It's going to be Albert Anderson. He's going to be receiving a 3rd place plaque. 2nd place is Mr. Paul Durkee. He's going to receive 2nd place. 1st place goes to our champ, Mr. Dillon. So I think he's down in the podium waiting for y'all to pull him up.
And that he is. But either way, congratulations here tonight, DW, picking up the race win in the final race of the season, man. Congratulations. We can't wait till you guys get all fired up here once again. And until then, man, we'll see y'all later.
All right. Take care, guys.
And so with that, not quite the finish to the race that he wanted, but man, it sure as heck is the finish to the season that he wanted. Mr. Dylan Bryant in the 03 machine, finding his way to pick up the season championship here tonight. Dylan, congratulations. I know you had a little bit of a buffer, but for a while there, you might have been a little nervous. You were kind of far back in the pack with that Durkee machine way up at the front.
Yeah, nervous isn't the word to describe it. I've been nervous the entire playoffs, but I was like a nervous wreck, like almost in the mental hospital, like psycho, nervous, crazy, whatever. Man, what a race, man! It's Degas was by far my worst track the entire season. Like I think I got like 7th one time, and then outside the top 10, like every race after that. And you know, I'm pretty good on the other tracks that aren't plate tracks, and I knew I needed to have a buffer coming here. 11 points ain't much, you know, especially when Paul, of the 6 races, I think he got 4 poles, and you know there's a lot of points. You know, was it 12 points? 9? Yeah, points. So I was really stressed out when he got the pole tonight, and I was trying to count up his laps led, because I figured that he was going to be close to leading the most, which he was. So I was lucky once again tonight, and man, it feels good to be an NTR champion, especially when there was a lot of guys out there that wasn't really wanting to help me out much. And you know, a huge shout out to Albert. He was helping me some. I am honored to be able to share the top 3 with Albert and with Paul. They are all great guys and stuff. And you know, Larry helped me out as much as he could also too. But you know, strengths are in numbers, and I really didn't have a lot of numbers, so I'm just thankful.
That speaks volumes that you were out there kind of pretty much had to just go out there and buckle down and do it by yourself. And luck has a lot to do with it on these plate tracks, but you have to look at the season as a whole, Dylan, because you've got 6 wins on the season.
Yeah, I
So
think I got the most wins, most top fives, most top tens, I think, and probably the stat that I'm most proud of everybody that's ran the full season. I think I'm pretty sure I'm still the lowest accident points of everyone. So I try to race as clean as I can, and sometimes you can't help if you get caught up in other people's stuff. But it was almost a perfect season as far as doing stuff. I wish that I would have done a little bit more in the race to a night because I told y'all last week too I was going to give you $1 per lap, and of the last I led, and I think I'm looking at now. I led 9 laps, so I'm just going to round that up to 10. And since I won the championship, I'm going to slap in another $10. So I'm going to donate $20, which ain't much, and I'm a tad bit broke, but y'all definitely deserve it. And I'm gonna get with Derek after this and go ahead and cash app him the $20 to pass it off to y'all three. So
I don't know. I think I could speak for us three if you guys wouldn't mind. I'll donate it back, man. Because look, you guys take real good care of us. Congrats on the championship. Your consistency and driver skill is what got you this championship here tonight. So if you do feel so compelled, find a local charity or some place to send that money to. I wish you would. But we sure enjoyed watching you run this season.
oh yeah, man, it was a blast. What a great group of guys. I'm looking forward to the ARCA series coming up in a few months and the Super Speedway series, and I think I'm going to jump in on the next gen series as well, and hopefully I can make a little bit more noise on the next gen side and the ARCA side as my schedule has opened up a lot more. So hopefully I can knock off some wins and in the other series next season as well. So
Well, I can also speak for I think all of us. What an awesome season! We enjoyed watching you. And look, you already donated enough. You got us on your car. You got the sponsorship on the car.
We should be paying you.
Yeah, we should.
Whoa,
be
I
paying
better walk it.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, but no, great job, man. Love talking to you. I really genuinely like watching you race, and you had a great one tonight. Really, you had to kind of play the cards the way they were tonight. This is a gamble. You have
Yeah.
to. It's very scary in pack racing when you're, involved in the points chase like that. So congratulations, and throw some shout outs there.
Thank you.
You earned them.
Yeah, shoot, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that races on the track. Huge shout out to Larry Dickerson, my boy Albert Anderson. He's a great guy. He's been always there to help me out some, and I look forward to racing with him next season as well. I want to give a huge shout out to NTRL, all the admins, Derek. Man, he done a great job tonight. I'm glad that he actually got the win and stuff. He's been having, a lot of bad luck, which everybody knows that. And, for him to finish off the season strong with a W, it makes me proud, even though he was helping out Paul some, but, him and Paul go way back. And then to y'all, man, y'all do like an amazing job. Just every week, I go back and watch the broadcasts of all the series that y'all do and stuff, and I look forward to continue the relationship with y'all into the next season, and hopefully I get to talk to y'all a lot more, and then of course the sponsors, Davidson Builders, AdminBoxx, Butt Kicker, Track Bar Media, Sim Gear, Track Dogs Racing, DEP Graphics, the JPD Graphics and Design. A huge shout out to him too. And I hope everybody has a great off season, and it's an honor from the deepest part of my heart. It's an honor to be an NTR champion, and I'm glad that closed it off with an amazing season and a championship. And congratulations to Paul on second once again, and to Albert who got third. And I know that we're going to enjoy our plaques.
And that you will indeed. Congratulations going out to Dylan Mad Max Bryant over there, driver of the 03 machine, winning the season championship over here at the NTRL Xfinity Series. Congratulations, Dylan. Go celebrate, and we'll see you guys back out here in action next season.
Woo! All right, guys. Have a great night.
That will do it here tonight for this season. Ooh, boys, oh boys, that was some fun racing action going on out there.
Yeah, it was, man. This wasn't the typical Talladega race that we see where it's just caution after caution after caution and regroup. This was we had loads of green flag laps, green flag pit stops, and then right towards the end, that's when you started to see your caution action. But man, it was great. It was an efficient race, you know. Here it is, 9:20 Central Time, and we're almost ready to shut this thing down. And this is after a championship race that was a little bit longer. So, I mean, if that says anything, you know, about the racing tonight, you know, it was a blast. We sure enjoyed it. We want to get one other thing in. Larry Dickerson said, I didn't see it until after we got off with our champion, but he says, mentioned the Angel Man Syndrome Foundation sponsor. Y'all can go Google that on your own, and we appreciate all the sponsors here and the charities that get mentioned and sponsored on these cars. And you know, people need help out there. Be a little generous out there every now and then, and give to a charity you care about.
Yeah,
this I just real quick, perfect showcase to the ending of this series. So I thought it was a great race. Everything you wanted from Talladega. Not too many wrecks. Just a real good time. Had a great time. Glad to be a part of it, Brown.
Yes, sir, and we're happy to have all y'all out here with us. But let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished up here tonight. Starting us off with that one of DW picking up the race win. 747 Albert Anderson finishing in second, and Stubblefield finally finding his way up there onto a podium. So congratulations to you three. Also, congratulations to your hard charger of the evening, the 73 Josh Kelleher, up 14 spots to finish there in fourth. You had the 69 Larry Dickerson up there as well in fifth. 23 of Mac Daddy himself, Mr. Mark Collins, finishing tonight in sixth. Seventh place will go to that 00 of Joe Bennett. Let's see here. Anthony Williams looked like he had a chance here at the end to possibly win this thing, but gets caught up in that wreck going across the line, finishing in eighth. Ninth goes to the 9 of Mr. Joe David, with Scott Milner in the 31. I don't know how he did it, but he filtered on through that wreck with a damaged race car and wound up inside of that final top 10.
Yeah, if you're tore up and a bunch of cars right in front of you, it doesn't matter how bad your car looks, you know, when other guys are stopped or upside down. Yeah, the double nickel of Tom Barish finishes in 11th place. 12th will go to Dylan Bryant, our season champion here in the 03. Paul Durkee in the 13, our second place champion. And your pole sitter here tonight, Cubby Nate Stanley, will finish in 14th place, right where he started, but minus a lap. Also a lap down, Brandon Coleman in the 8. Vince Short in the 15 will be 2 laps down. Mike Adamson, same story there. Started 17th, finished 17th, 2 laps down. Paul Ferdiani in the 33 lost power at his place there partway through the race. Big conspiracy there. I think it's some people in the chat think it's the spy balloon. I'm not sure. Justin Lawson rounds out your field there in 19th in the 19 car.
And that does it here from Talladega for the season. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a great time with us. We deeply appreciate it. And as we hit that 300 mark, man, we appreciate it even more. We thank you guys so much. If you haven't done so already, let's try now to get up to 400. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, so that every time we go live, you guys get notified. And of course, if you do like these videos, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. We also have to say thank you to the great race sponsors of Davidson Builders here all season long. JP Designs and 3D Prints jumping on board here to finish out the season. We thank you guys so much. AdminBoxx out there as well. They just came out with their AdminBoxx 3.0, I believe. So be sure to go check out their new product. Of course, we also have to say a big thank you to other sponsors like TrackDogsRacing.com, the premier merchandising supplier of the NTRL and AAA broadcasting. Big thank you to Track Bar Media as well. Please go check them on out for some real life and sim life videography and photography there. So great job done by them. And of course also Sim Gear Central as well. Some fantastic button boxes being made over there. And last but certainly most not least is that Numb Thumbs Gaming trucking community, which is well over 100 members now at this point, and just keeping that virtual world rolling. Thank you guys so very much for your great support. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Coming up later this week, we do have Wednesday night action at the road course there in Coda with the Vigilante Racing League visiting there. But we also have a possibility of maybe some Tuesday night racing action with the HCK Beagles recruitment stuff going on. Be sure to be on the lookout for that. That's why I would say like, subscribe, and ring that bell, because that way you don't miss a single second of this racing action, because it gets pretty crazy out here. But nonetheless, we close it down here for tonight. I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.